All right, everybody, welcome back. Today is Friday. I'm your host, Cobra Trading. I don't want to waste any time. I want to take a look at Bitcoin and see what is going on the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour chart, take a look at some liquidation levels. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. I want to keep it a little more organized today, so I'm going to go over price action, and then indicators and support and resistance levels, and then Ichimoku Cloud on each corresponding time frame all the way down. And we might even get to take a look at the 1-hour chart, depending on how fast I can go through this with you guys. On this weekly chart, it's looking a little shaky here at the top still, right? We're coming in for a weekly close. It's looking like we're still struggling with the support and resistance level of 11,550. And like I've said dozens of times now, if that doesn't hold, I do expect to see levels of between 9.6 and 10.5. On our indicators on the weekly chart, our RSI pretty much bounced off of the overbought limit, and we're starting to curve back down as seen with this price action here. And it's looking like our MACD, it's starting to flip over, but we are still in bullish territory here. So we could see a continuation of this, but if we start dropping below too far and we start climbing below on the weekly chart, below these $10,750 levels, then we could be in a little bit of trouble in the short term. Our Ichimoku on the weekly chart, it's actually still pretty bullish. We haven't actually entered back into the cloud yet. If we zoom in here at our most immediate price action, you can see that we're literally just hovering right above the top of this limit of the cloud at 11,550. That's why I'm saying that level that I had that you just saw, that little support line, is so important. Once we drop into this cloud, a test of the bottom range of the cloud usually would end up happening. But again, this is on the weekly time frame. So I would first expect to see levels of support getting tested like this previous top of the cloud support over here, which is about 10,300. So in that 9,600 to 10,500 zone, that's going to be a very important level. If we do end up seeing a weekly close inside of this cloud, I will expect in the midterm a more drastic correction than this coming down further. Taking a look at our daily chart, it's very interesting, this level that we've been kind of just sitting in, right? We've been bouncing off of this area between the 70% and the golden pocket and just kind of battling in this little area. There's obviously very strong support in this area. Even back here, back in early August, you can see that we've used this area consistently now as very strong support. Basically, what I chalk this up to is that we do have a lot of support in this area ranging between 11,300 and 11,100. However, the bulls have not been able to push the price up past that level again, which signifies to me that in terms of supply and demand, there just really isn't too much demand right now for Bitcoin at higher prices like that. I think if we do end up using this level as support and we do not break down further from here, we definitely need to see a reclaim of this 382 level that I've been harping on for almost a week now at 11,750. This area is very crucial if we want to push up and see closes, into the 12,000 area again. We have to reclaim this 382 so that we can start pushing higher, and we need a lot of bullish volume to be able to do that. So if we look at our indicators on this daily time frame, as I mentioned earlier in the week, we did have that bearish divergence starting from way back here that ended up playing out on this daily chart. We did see that downturn and that price movement here down into this golden pocket zone that we have. And our MACD, it is sitting in bearish territory. However, with this price action and that we've formed this support level down here, we actually have seen a bullish cross on our MACD. However, obviously with it being in bearish territory, we need a lot of work to be done before we start crossing that threshold back into the bullish territory of the MACD. Looking at the Ichimoku Cloud on the daily chart, once we broke below this Tenkan-sen line, Oh man, it just hasn't been good. We broke below it. We used it as strong resistance for 3 days in a row. And then on the fourth try, we just completely broke down. That was when we had that big drop off back on Wednesday. And now the price action has pretty much just been flat, and we're using this area as support here. Directly below us is our 50 EMA, right at about 10,985. So basically almost 11,000 if we were to drop down there, which is a very, very important level for Bitcoin. Right below that, we see our Kijun-sen sitting very patiently at 10,685-ish. So those are the main levels that I've been looking at in terms of support if we do break down lower. If we use these levels as support because the ones that we're at right now fail, this would pretty much be our last line of defense without seeing some kind of extended correction here. And that would not be very good for Bitcoin. On the 4-hour chart, I had this chart drawn earlier in the week, and our top of the range is about 12,100 or so. And we did see a throw over of that to put in a new high for the year at 12,473. However, we weren't able to surpass that and close above 13K. So the price ended up starting correcting and grinding down. And this was why I was calling for this level for so long, right? Because fibs and algo traders, they're known for hitting their targets of especially hitting that 618 to 70% retracement zone. They're known for hitting that golden pocket. And we've seen that over and over in terms of historical price action on Bitcoin. So this is why this was my first area of main support, this key level that I was looking at. The reason on this lower time frame on the 4-hour why I'm a little more bullish right now is that even though the price action here is turning around, we had this massive wick to the upside here. And right after that, we hit a high, we hit a low. This is what's known as a swing failure pattern. And what ended up happening was there was so much support that was bought up, it ended up fueling price action to go up higher. Now, what's interesting is that if we see a really bearish candle here and we close below this little line of support here that we have at about 11,475, I think that if we see this candle close below that, then we would probably come in to potentially make a higher low here on this 4-hour time frame. So for our indicators, we are seeing bullish momentum. Our MACD is bullish. It looks like we were going to go back into bearish territory here, but we had a really nice push off of our support, and that ended up keeping us in bullish territory on our MACD. The volatility is dropping off on the ATR, and our RSI is sitting right in the middle. The market itself is always right. And as traders, the most important thing for us to do is to be able to adapt and change, because if you don't adapt, you die in this line of work. In terms of trading, if you can't adapt to what's happening currently in the market, you will lose your money. So I play what the chart gives me. I will always do that. And as circumstances change, I adjust my positions and perform maintenance on my positions that are open as necessary so that I'm not giving those profits back to the market. In terms of the liquidation chart, I love going over this, and we have a massive amount of short orders directly above us, everywhere from, let's see, what's our lowest level here? 11,575 all the way up to 11,900, so almost 12K. There is a massive amount of open short orders directly above us, and below us, we don't really have too much. We have this 100x long at 11,400, and then we've got a 50x long at 11,300. So besides that, there's some other longs down here, not really crazy over leveraged, but 25x longs nonetheless, but those are sitting down around 11,000 and lower. Some of them reach down just right at the $11,000 level, and then just below 11,000 at 10,960. So I really think that if we start seeing any bullish momentum coming into the market this weekend, then we're definitely going to see a justification in this, and we're going to see a massive short liquidation and probably end up seeing some kind of short squeeze to propel us up higher. All right, everybody, that is it for today. Make sure that you check the description down below for the link to my last video with all the information about the $100 giveaway. Make sure that you enter for that. I'm going to be doing my contest drawing probably next week or so, depending on how many people enter. So stay tuned for that. I'm also going to have more tutorials to come later on next week. So make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button, and you're following me on Twitter for all of my 90-second Bitcoin updates. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will see you all on Monday. And until next time, I'm Cobra Trading.